In today's video, we have Faker right here playing the new Aurelion Sol rework. A lot of people are saying that this champion's weak, a lot of haters not liking it. In my opinion, it is one of the best reworks I've ever played. It's so smooth, the champion is completely broken. Don't get it twisted, it is broken. People that haven't played enough games of it, they see it, and sometimes you'll struggle early game, you don't get fully scaled, and you don't get a carry. They go, trash, no damage. You haven't played against a good Aurelion Sol yet. The champion is broken. Right games already have plans, if not already have nerfed it. Good players like Faker. He's got his eye on the champion. He's been putting a couple games in. This is not his first game of it. You can see the E there, guys. You start E. Anything in that little middle circle gets drawn in, and it dies. And what you do is you start collecting Stardust. You'll see it in the bottom left. It says 2 Stardust down here. 2 Stardust. And that will start scaling and making your abilities more potent. Makes your E bigger, which is the sucky thing. The W will be longer, which is your glide, and then that's the Dragon's Breath, doing more damage. Into a Yone matchup here. Not the greatest of matchups. I think definitely hard engage onto Aurelion is the best way to go right now. Champion is very slow to scale up, especially in the early game. Can't maneuver very well until later on with more Stardust on the W. And this champion will be pickle banned, I think, in pro play. You'll see, hopefully, in this game later on, as he's using the good auto attack range here on Aurelion. Aurelion has one of the highest mage auto attacks, so don't forget to weave those autos in whenever you can. You don't have to be standing still and not dishing out, just using your abilities. You need to be weaving the autos in as soon as the Yone walks up. EQ. That's that Q proc. I believe if you use it on someone for more than a second, it pops for an extra 100 damage or so. And Faker. Going for the First Strike rune page. I've seen a couple of rune pages going. First Strike, of course, it'll be scaling pretty good. If you want lane pressure, Comet or Summon Airy. Mythics, we've been seeing Roa, we've been seeing Leandry's performing the best. We will let the Yone roam and just collect these CS. 1 CS lead. Beautiful by Faker. And it's always, Faker's one of those players along with Doper and Chovy. There's just some natural born talents to this game where they play champions for the first time, and yet they're able to master them. It almost feels like they've mastered them in a game or two of reading the abilities. For someone like me, a mere mortal, yes, you're right, I have beaten this guy several times, Faker. But for me, a mere mortal, I need to put like 50 games on a champion before I can wrap my head around it and verse players who... Because this Yone probably has thousands of Yone games, right? It's so hard for me to calculate on a champion I'm not familiar with numerically. Some players just have what it takes. It is inbuilt natural talent. What talent do I have, you may ask? I don't know. It's got that dog in me, man. I'll put 1,000 games in on one champion until it works. I'm a grinder. Some of us just aren't. Some of us born with some things and others not. That's just life. As you won't be really looking for solo kills early. You'll be looking to get level 6 and start skirmishing with your jungle. There's really no reason to roam. So it's... I'm no... you know... Oh, he uses the W. Ooh. When you use your W, see there, use it. You can use your Q. You do like 15 to 20% more damage with your Q. And if you can do that during a team fight, oh my lord. And as I was saying, so Aurelion's identity has been completely shifted. Which what happened to me on Talia as well. Because remember, I used to be a Talia one trick, right? And then they reworked her where... Oh, this is kind of a bad stay. They reworked her where... Instead of being a roaming, hyper-scaling early game champ, she became a late game monster. Honestly, same with Syndra. Aurelion is just like that now. You are not an early game roamer. Don't try and roam around the map. Stay in the mid lane, farm up, scale. It's a completely different identity, and if you were previously an Aurelion one trick, you might hate this rework. Like a lot of Talia mains like me did on the rework because the champion's identity was completely shifted. Stay in the lane, farm it up. You are one of the most insane 1v9 potent mages, control mages in the game. There's almost nothing better. W over Nexus, nifty little trick like that. He's going for the Roa. No tier, surprisingly. He's going straight for Roa, testing to see if he potentially doesn't even need the extra mana, as Yone will look for the solo under the tower. And thank you very much. Silas grabs a kill for himself, and that's going to free up the lane for Faker for a little bit here. Probably, Yone was trying to get the 1v1. I mean, I respect it. I did watch the North American Super Bowl today. Pretty good game, honestly. Pretty good game. I don't normally watch the Super Bowl, but I mean, gosh, you guys waffle on with some crap. Pause into a timeout, into 6 hours of Super Bowl, until Rihanna's doing something with like, you guys need to sort that shit out. Anyways, I watched it. Looking for a skirmish here. So Faker has ultimate. W, Q, you can see that. Little drive-by. Puts that E for the execute. Ult comes through, grabs the stun, gets the assist. Now looking to continue it. W gets reset. So when you get a takedown or assist, your W gets reset, essentially. Not fully reset, like an extra 3 or 4 seconds, and then you can use it again. And he might even try it again here. And that's one of the core components of his kit. You have to understand. Look at him just dish it out. Still has the exhaust. So there we go, the WQ. Hoping he puts that. Oh, there we go. I mean, that's massive. He's going to get the world's earliest rower here. You have to play this champion, it seems, very confidently with the Ws. You need to use them aggressively, essentially. You're doing like 20% more damage. It's just, it's needed in your kit. You can't only use it for escapes. It needs to be also used for skirmishes and all-ins. And there's a fine line of inting with this mechanic, so it's probably going to take you guys a couple of games to work out. Probably more than a couple games. I've been playing a lot of Aurelion myself, and I've found myself Wing to 5 enemy members dying, losing the game, getting reported. So like it is, you can int. Don't get it twisted. I've done it. I'm no rookie to the whole inting strategy. But oh, I'll change the little scoreboard around for you OCD freaks that have been probably sitting here thinking, why isn't the Silas in the jungle? Got you. Don't worry about it. You should probably see a therapist about that. As this game's looking really good for red side here. How many Stardust? 60 Stardust at 8 minutes. I'm pretty sure you can do better than that. What, 58 at 8? I'm pretty sure we can do a little bit better than that, but the lanes kind of been hard. Haven't been heavy trading. And you'll see on his ultimate. So come down. So you see on his ultimate down here, there's this little bar starting to charge up. When that gets to full rank, essentially, I believe it's 100 Stardust from once you get level 6. WQ. Your ultimate, instead of being like a small range, is literally half the map. It's a nuke. It is quite literally a nuclear warhead. You'll see it. And if you can get the enemy team to funnel into a tight little area and use that on them, plus the E for the execute Q W drive-by, you'll 1v9 a team. Ult comes out, stun lands, WQ, and look at him just go. Absolutely shredding the Yone. E comes out. He's going to wait for him to come back. He might be able to get the execute. Can't quite get it. So level 9, which is max rank on Aurelion Sol Q, means you can use it forever. You know how there's some abilities you can just like perma action E-spin? Aurelion Sol Q at level 9, or when you're level 9, when you've maxed out the Q, it will never stop until your mana goes to 0. It's kind of cool. It's really good for shredding objectives like Baron, especially if you go for something like a Leandries, which we're not going this game. So we don't have ultimate. He's not going to put himself in a vulnerable position here. He's just going to hang back, wait for it. That's some really nice team fighting. Even go for a little bit more of a zoom out. 79 Stardust. It's looking like a very good game here. I want it to go late because I really want to show you guys how well this champion scales. And it looks like we're going to have enough. We have enough for Roller. He really wants to get back. Yone will stop him. And Faker won't forget that. You don't want to piss this guy off. He starts clicking very aggressively. EQ. Wave clear is tremendous. 91 CS at 10 minutes. Jesus Christ. It's like he's played this champion forever. And I'm so excited to, like... I'm just so excited to show you guys what this champion does in the mid-late game. Fully scaled. We don't get a tier. I thought he was going to rush Roller to get it and then go tier. I definitely think you need 2 mana items, so just going Roller might not be enough, especially if he doesn't have a presence of mind. Does have mana flow band, biscuits. We'll see how it plays out. Looking like he is getting... Steel Caps is probably the buy. Could go for opt and go in for a Seekers, but... Not sure if you want to Hourglass this early on. I might get a Zoom. It's pretty far out. It does feel fitting when you're playing Aurelion Sol. I've been picking Zoe into Aurelion, and it's a little bit of cool lore matchup, but also really favorable for Zoe. I think that her early game is so strong. And a dragon that doesn't really want to move as we WQ away. Do you see the fade away? You need to do that. Immobile mages, this works best on, but you have to think a lot of mages, like things like Victor R, is going to cancel you out of some of your abilities, which sucks. And level 9 here, your Q doesn't stop, as I said, so remember, don't. That E will finish the minions off, and look on his character right now. Do you see that ultimate, that big purple superhero looking thing? He has Giga Ult. He has Giga Ult, and he's looking here to try and use it. Doesn't have enough mana though. Should have built a tier. Don't have enough mana for the kill. If he had a tier, he could have had maybe potentially a kill opportunity. And as I said, don't use all your Q. Just let that last. You can let those last few minions get executed and not use the extra second of your Q. But we get the plate. We zone Yone away. Game state. Not saying it's a one game. Lee Sin looks like he has talent, and Ezreal has 2 kills. As we head back on to base, purchase will be Giant's Belt, which means he's going to be going Rylai's. Robo Rylai's, he's going to be absolutely beefcaked up in the late game here. Love that for him. And I do think that this champion will be picked in pro play, guys. The infinite scaling and their ability to scale in pro play whilst using this... If you're a good player and you can use this ultimate, I think it's probably one of the strongest control mage ults in the game.
Turret plating will fall.
Or definitely all the strongest. Like when you really start to scale up. And the E execute is too much. So you can put it... See, do you see how it's getting bigger, by the way? You should notice the E is getting sizable. This, in the late game, is the entire team fight floor area. If you put an E down, it executes... It just executes people and does... Damn, it's so stupid, man, and slow. It's such a broken ability, actually. Same with the W. 120 Stardust. I feel around about 200, 250 Stardust, that's when you start noticeably becoming a bit of a problem on this champion. Maokai. Could be good. Moving into the top lane. Lee Sin overextending. We have the Maokai ult on the Silas. But our boy Faker, he does use it. W. And you can use your abilities when you ultimate comes out. Boom. Do you see that? See that exploding? And Faker can just sit here and Q. Just keep pressing Q. Runs out of mana though. Once again, the mana's become a bit of a problem. I think we need to buy a tier on the next base. That ultimate, so damn strong, by the way. And the E, you can use it. You W, E, Q, R, all when you're Wing. It's pretty bloody smooth of a champion once you understand the mechanics and the principles behind it. We head back. Still don't have the tier. We're going to make our way towards Rylai's. This is going to take a hot second. We do... Enemy team is dead even gold. When did that happen? Bot lane plates. Ezreal farm. Oh. Jesus Christ. Got a bit of a game on our hands here, gentlemen. He did go Gathering Storm. I think if you're going for a scaling rune page like the First Strike, Gathering Storm makes sense. And I do like it thematically with Aurelion. I don't know why, I just think it suits him. He's a bit of a fashionista, old Aurelion Sol, if you didn't know. To play a little bit of dress up. Don't get too cocky here on the side lanes. Just because you have the W doesn't mean it can't be cancelled. I do really want to see a 1v1 though. There's no tower. Faker, WQ, and look at this mechanic. So he's Wing. Spamming the Q all the way back down. Puts the E down. EQ. Stand on top of your... Trying to dodge? Beautiful. Stand on top of your E when you're fighting, by the way, and make them play into the execute range. Faker grabs that up for himself. The side lane is looking so damn juicy here. Even if his team dies, I'm happy with it. 170 Stardust. Ezreal on a killing spree. 1300 gold. We got enough for the Rylai's. Love to see a Rylai's tier, but I don't think we have enough. Do we have enough? Rylai's done. 16 minute tier. Yes. I think we need that tier. And use the Q in the base, remember, because the Roa, when you spend mana, gives you health back. Don't forget that. It's Faker. We'll come out of base. I'm so happy. He's got Roa. He's got Rylai's. His tier is starting to stack. You guys are going to see the potency of the big old dragon as we let the Herald come through. Don't worry about that one. Ezreal. Oh, flash from Renekton. Callista ulti. I've never seen a worse. You get to Korean Challenger and you think to yourself, damn, here comes the good games. And you just, sometimes they just do the most boosted plays. Faker wants to try and find a pick on the Yone. You can see how much bigger that W is now, can't you? Think back to level 1 where you can only just make it over the Nexus. And now, when you use this Q, it's going to be slowing you. He can just sit here and spam it. Q, 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 Q. Don't take your finger off the Q. And there we go. We got a kill. Everybody's getting slowed. And I definitely think Aurelion has a much better feel as a dragon character now. Like, I know, before he's like, I'm a dragon, but I don't really breathe fire, and I have these weird stars that follow me around. Like, now you feel like a star dragon. You spew fire. The W feels more dragon-like because you can use abilities during it. You can spin around with the Q. Like, it's just, it's better. Look at it. Well done, Riot Games. I definitely think success on the rework. You can Q spam during W like that and make weird animations. Make sure to do it to look cool. Looking cool is one of the most important things of life. All I got to say about that. 200 starter. So this is around about where I was saying you start to become a bit of an issue with the scaling. You can see the E is starting to become team fight area scale. I do think if this Lee Sin gets on top of the Aurelion, it might be a little bit hard for Faker to kite it, but we'll see. I'm not sure when this will be available in Pro Play. It usually takes a while, and I think it might even get disabled sometimes. There's a couple of bugs in the game they're running right now. EQ, easy combo. We have the Giga ult once again. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Faker thinking about W. W, Q slows the lead. He cancels it. EQ. Maokai looking for him. We have the ultimate. It's going to come down. Bam. Knocked up and slowed. Faker gets kicked. Q goes wide. We're trying to kite WQ. That W is going to reset again. He'll probably use it up here topside. And it's just bloody hard to kill the champion. And he does a surprisingly large amount of damage. Preferably you get to save that big ultimate. Like, let's say an Elder fight's coming up, you make sure to save it. Kind of like how Corki package used to be, where you could save it for every single objective. Like, oh, Baron fight's coming up, Elder's coming up, Soul Point's coming up. I'm just going to make sure to not use my ultimate on one team fight and save it for the next most important one, if you know what I mean. Because it's a game-changing ultimate as TP comes out for the Lee Sin. Faker gonna W straight into the alcove, and Lee Sin TP's in but not able to make anything work. We're sitting on 1400 gold. Hopefully the boot purchase. Oh, he's already got Sorks actually. So he's gonna go Hourglass next. This tier is gonna be finished at 50 minutes, by the way, but that's okay. I definitely think, in my opinion, you get the tier on first back and just sit on it until you get the Rylai's, and then you can pivot into the late game with it as Faker comes into the fight. Gets cancelled by the Maokai roots. And that means we're going to be a little bit late to this team fight. Don't have ultimate left. And see how this team fight a little bit hard. You need the W to kind of pivot and re-maneuver. As Set goes in, Faker E, Gonna zone the Yone away. And they could look for a Baron Rush here. So Aurelion Sol's cool because he can actually kill Dragon from the other side of the pit. Instead, mid lane contest. Yone. This could be really good if Ezreal's able to EQ. Renekton's dead. Ezreal ends up going 1 for 1. Faker picks him up. Now we've got that WQ. Once the Aurelion gets on top of you with the Rylai's, you can't get out. Faker picks up a double kill here. 5-0. 228 Stardust. And look at him shred this thing. He's just going to sit on Q. You can just sit on Q. You don't have to click anything else. Look at this. He keeps reset. He just wants to have a look. Okay. Meow. And it'll zoom away now. When you use Q during W, it will slow you. Don't forget. As we have 300 gold from First Strike here. Not so much, but the First Strike value will help you get from this to full build much faster than things like the Comet. Whilst the Comet, in contrast, is going to help you out a little bit lane. Maybe get extra couple kills, maybe don't. But First Strike always going to provide the goods in the mid-late game. I did see some people play around with Conqueror, with max ranks Q stacking or something, but I just don't. I think it seems a little bit gimmicky. And I do love a good gimmick. Don't get it twisted. So we're going to head back. How much gold? We got 1,500 gold. Can get the Hourglass upgrade. And he will. It should be Archangel into Void Staff will be full build here. Could go Death Cap, but I feel like you don't have that much AP with this setup, so it's more about sustaining. That percent pen from the Void is just, it's never a bad time. Good Faker coming to the top of the team fight. EQ. Ultimate. Huge. That's how you play Aurelion Sol, guys. Zones them all away, and then turn straight back into the Baron Nashor. Ezra ult comes through. Good zone. This might be alright. Where's Faker? They will shred it, but not as fast as you think. I wonder if Faker tries a reposition here. Gonna take it down. Faker has W. W, Q. Shredding, kills one. Now look at him shred. Look how much damage he's got. He takes down 2. Look at, dude, like, he has W reset again, by the way. W, EQ. Guys, and then W's reset again. Watch this. Quadrikill. Look at him. Watch this. Pentakill. Hey. No Penta. Can't clickbait on my title. This guy he just cost me $500. Quadrikill, I'm not mad, happy for him, but Renekton, do that again, buddy. I'll do things. Times are tough, economy going downhill. 9-0. This is, as I said, we have 300 Stardust. The E is massive. You can't be killed, and you're exactly what a dragon should be. You're over leveled, you're big, you're scaling, you're infinite, you can 1v9, you can reposition. You should be terrified of a dragon. That's exactly what happens in late game when you play Aurelion Sol. That's why he has a 60% ban rate, because in the games, Mega Ult, by the way, it's just annoying to verse this kit. Even if his win rate's not huge, it's just annoying to verse this crap. Admit it. Which I love. Side lane duty. Hopefully, I'm praying we get to full build here. We're on 13,000 gold. I reckon Void Staff, but he might try and go Death Cap and just play around with some of the ratios. Unstoppable. 300. Look, dude. So look how long this W is compared to what it was at the beginning of the game. Faker goes in. He is comfortable just frontlining here. And when this ultimate comes down, watch how far it explodes and how much damage it does. Look at him Q. Do you see him queuing with the roller and healing to full? Do you see him doing that? Do you see him? You see what he's doing? I'm just gonna go back and show you guys. Like, you probably saw, but let's just see. So watch. He starts 1k health behind, and watch him just spew this Q. And look at his health bar. Look at his health bar. Full health. Bam. Just know that. A little bit of a hidden mechanic that me and Faker know about. As we W into the base, ult comes through. Watch this. Boom. absolutely mauls everybody. WQ gets the slows, and he'll just keep zooming through. Not going to take damage. W reset again. Oh, look at him. Look at old Faker. Look at this old man having a little bit of fun with the youngins in solo queue, eh? Who said you can't teach a old dog new tricks? Here we are. It's good to see Faker having a little bit of fun in solo queue. He did have a little bit of a couple of complaints about solo queue in the last couple of years, but recently he's been playing pretty well. Looks like he's enjoying it, and I'm happy for the old man. Yes, he's younger than me, but in esport terms, he's old. Gentlemen, that's it for today. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. New Aurelion Sol, it's broken. Do not undervalue this champion. It's super strong. It's super OP. Put the time in, learn it. It's pretty fun to play. And thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Give it a thumbs down if you're a loser. And I'll see you in the next video.